I have been getting Botox for my migraines for not quite a year. And I was supposed to go back in January. I was supposed to go back January 17th, as a matter of fact. And my clinic called and said, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We're going to have to bump you. So they rescheduled me for February 3rd. Well, February 3rd came around, and guess what? My clinic called and they're like, yeah, we can't see you today. We'll call you to reschedule. They didn't. And I finally got a hold of somebody. I called and left a message. Nobody called me back. I went online out of desperation and tried to schedule an appointment online, and it told me April. And I was like, I can't wait till April. So I called, and fortunately, a very, very nice, very professional, polite young lady answered the phone. And I was like, you guys cannot make me wait until April. And I told her what was going on. She put me on hold, and they can get me in tomorrow. Knock wood. I really hope. Y'all, this is 5 weeks late. And I have been, and I told the girl, I'm like, I'm miserable. I'm suffering. You guys can't make me wait till freaking April. I should be up for another set by April. But anyway, let's talk about some of the myths surrounding Botox and migraines. This information is from brainandlife.org. Number 1, Botox is not approved for chronic migraine. Well, that is a huge myth. Yes, it is. It was approved in 2010 for patients 18 and over, and you have to have 15 plus days a month of headaches that last 4 hours or more. Doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that just sound delightful? It's even more fun than you can imagine if you've never been there. Number 2, Botox is only for those with intense daily migraines. Well, thank goodness daily migraines are not a requirement. Again, you need to have 15 or more a month lasting 4 or more hours. But, when you I get a lot of less intense headaches between the migraines. In fact, I've had kind of a nonstop headache for a while now. So I'm really grateful that I don't have to have a migraine every single day. I can't. My quality of life declined enough when I started having a lot of problems with migraines. I can't imagine dealing with that every single damn day. Myth number 3. This one's a sad one for me. Botox works immediately. Yeah, no, it really doesn't. The first round, quote, typically does not provide instant relief, end quote. Yeah, it can take weeks or months to reach full efficacy, which, side note, I can't help but wonder, since it does take up time to build up efficacy, now that I've been bumped 5 weeks, how much of my progress has been undone? Do you know what I mean? I'm going to ask my doctor tomorrow. I am very fortunate. I have 2 doctors, my migraine doctor and my GP, and I love them. I truly do. They're amazing women. They're very engaged with their patients, but I hate my damn clinic with a passion. Anyway. Some people are lucky enough to get almost complete relief from a Botox treatment. Others, such as myself, see a serious reduction in the frequency and intensity of headaches. Well, and obviously that improves my quality of life. Myth number 4, Botox overrides migraine triggers. No, it does not. It is not a cure-all. You might become less sensitive to your triggers, but common triggers, stress, hormones, lack of sleep, certain foods, certain smells. For me, bright lights. I'm like a freaking vampire. And it's ironic because it's so dark in Alaska in the wintertime. And I still keep my lights really dim. And people give me crap all the time. It's like a cave in here. I know it is, but I can't handle bright lights. So, yeah. Anyway, myth number 5. I don't have to tell my doctor about cosmetic Botox. Yes, you do. For goodness sakes, you're injecting a damn toxin into your body. You should not have to be told that this is important, that your doctors, plural, know what the other ones are doing, especially in regards to injecting toxins directly into your damn face. You know what's funny about that? When my GP and I first had the conversation about it, we were actually discussing the fact that I don't like taking a lot of medications because of what I feel, and this is just my opinion, but I feel there's an inherent toxicity involved with taking a lot of medications. And it just makes me giggle that we went literally in the same conversation. We went from there's inherent toxicity to taking medications all the time to, I think you should inject toxins directly into your face. But you know what? It helps. So that makes it worth it. And finally, myth number 6. I'll never have to take headache medicine again. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Some people are lucky and they get complete relief. Others of us, it doesn't work out that way. But I do see fewer headaches. I see less severe headaches. But I still occasionally need to take some meds. I would prefer not to, but you know what? It's just the way it goes. I'm really curious too because, let's see, I went in like July. Yes, I went in July. Everything was fine. Well, in August, I went to the dentist and it flared up my TMJ, which threw my migraines into a vicious damn cycle. And I called my migraine doctor, and it was really funny because I'm like, well, I'm having severe migraines. This is a problem. I need help. And the girl's like, but you just had your I know I just had my Botox. It doesn't matter. I went to the damn dentist and it screwed everything up and I need help. But they couldn't bump up the Botox. So by the time I got my October treatment, I was so freaking miserable. I had so many problems with headaches. I went into the clinic 3 days in a row. First day I got a shot in my butt with what they call a migraine cocktail. Second day, I got an IV with a migraine cocktail plus a couple other drugs. The third day, because it didn't break the headache cycle, y'all, it was awful. I went in and they put catheters up each nostril. And they could tell when they were on the right nerve that they were looking for because my eyes would start to water. And they filled my my sinuses with lidocaine. I almost said cocaine, but I knew that wasn't right. With lidocaine. It was absolutely disgusting and horrible and miserable. And then I went in for my October migraine treatment, my Botox, not long after that. But I'm coming out of all those problems. For them to bump me 5 gosh damn weeks, that's a long time. But so far, I hope they don't call again. I would say I'm not going to answer the phone if they call me tomorrow, but I'd be really pissed if I went all the way downtown and couldn't get treatment. So all the way downtown. I'm in Fairbanks, freaking Alaska. It's not that far, but it's the principle of it, But I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous about going too, because it was funny because the first time I went in, she told me that sometimes when they get like around your temples, you hear an audible crunching noise. And I'm like, oh, I'm really glad you told me that because that would freak me out. Well, I didn't have it until the October treatment. And I didn't have it in my temples, but I had it in the back of my head. And you know what it sounds like? It sounds like when you step on a big giant bug and that crunch of the exoskeleton. But she had done my temples and I was like, do you remember when you warned me about that? And we're all laughing. And then they do right at the base of your skull. And she starts, I end up getting like 20, actually they upped it. I think I get like 32 shots now. It's insane, isn't it? But she was doing the ones at the base of my skull and the crunch was so loud and so gross. And me and the doctor, the nurse were all like, oh, and started laughing. Oh, it was awful though. But did you know? I bet you didn't know, because if you don't deal with this, you wouldn't know. You can actually get a migraine from the Botox treatment. And I don't know this, I'm going to confirm this with my doctor if I remember to ask her. I think that happens because when all the fascia and the muscles are so tight and you get the crunchy noise. I mean, it makes sense, right? That all those needles it's going to cause a reaction. So I'm really hopeful I don't get a post-Botox migraine, because I'll be real honest, that'll piss me off. Not that it'll matter how angry I get about it. It just is what it is. But wish me luck, because if they cancel me, I have a complete meltdown. Look, I'm not an expert on migraines. All I know is they're a pain in the ass. They're horrible. If you've never dealt with one, you are absolutely a blessed person. And every time I get a migraine, I remember, because no one in my family has a history of migraines. So my only experience with this, I was a teenager and a friend of mine's mom had migraines. I was a kid. I wasn't very gracious. And I remember all the time like, oh my God, it's just a headache. How bad can it be? Those words have haunted me for years. Every damn time I get a migraine, I think about that. I get for being a little snot. anyway, if you have questions about this stuff, drop me a line on Twitter at Alaskan Courtney. I try to be very responsive. And if you're dealing with health issues, or someone that you love is dealing with health issues and you just need a little advice on how to navigate that, please drop me a line. That's my wheelhouse. That's what I'm really passionate about. Because when I was first diagnosed, I didn't have anybody to look to say, yeah, you know what, you got kind of a crappy deal, but you're going to be fine. You just got to make a lot of adjustments in your life. But anyway,